Starting your own business can be daunting, but it all starts with a seed of an idea. Earlier, I spoke with Eliza Blank, founder of the Sill. That's a plant startup aimed at helping the urban gardener. We discussed how to know when your company has grown enough to bring in some outside funding.
Truly, the inspiration for the Sill came from my own personal experience, which was a terrible experience. I had to, go to a big box retailer up in Midtown, bring everything on the subway, up my 6 flights of steps, which was a walk up, only to make a huge mess in my teeny tiny apartment and then kill everything.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many things I've killed.
Truth is it's all compostable. It's totally sustainable.
Right.
It's like so much better than junking like a bouquet of flowers.
So then how do you go from, I can't keep a plant alive in my apartment, but I think I can figure out a way for millions of other people to keep plants alive in their apartment?
My background being in business and marketing and brand strategy to a certain extent allowed me to sort of extend that skill set to apply to a category that had been largely had been ignored. How do you even navigate a category where most of your customers could be entirely new to it? We focus our entire collection on easy to care for plants that can withstand a wide variety of environments.
You had a bit of a business background, but then you have to start raising money. Can you tell me about that process?
The Sill was bootstrapped for nearly 5 years, which means I didn't take any outside funding. I did start with a Kickstarter, which was sort of a project of validation for the concept, so a very small amount to get me up and running. And then for the next few years, it was about $12,000. Which in a city like New York doesn't get you too far. The only way to, raise money was to sell product. Once we got past a certain threshold of size of business, after many years of bootstrapping, that's when it really occurred to me that it was only going to limit our scope and reach if we didn't go out and raise money.
And so what's that process like?
So I've now raised 2 rounds of funding, and the first time was very challenging because you're telling a story that nobody's ever heard before. We were building a community and a consumer brand that you could tell was creating or fostering an entire movement in the industry. And I think that's what was most compelling to our early investors.
Plants are not easy though.
No.
They're not easy to ship.
No.
They're not. Was there a lot of sort of research that went into that?
Yes, there was. I mean, they're still not easy to ship. We have had the opportunity to grow slowly enough to learn how to get to each next level.
Other founders are going to be watching this, and they're going to be fantasizing about what they can do. What advice would you give somebody who's got a great idea but doesn't know where to go?
I think it's just about showing up every day, believing in your idea, having conviction, knowing that there's going to be ups and downs, but sticking with it. And that's the only path to success is if you don't quit.